We're here to meet our other special guest for this week's episode of the podcast.
Hello. JT, nice to meet ya. You know, we can do Grant, nice to meet ya.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yes, sir. I only knew of them. That's the key. I'm letting you know that they were also there as well. They were.
The squad.
Us? What, we're on the camera? Grant, are you recording?
What's funny is my great-great-grandfather was like 6'8", but his wife was like 4'11".
So the kids was like 5'7", real average height.
No, 6'1" actually. My great-grandfather was like 6'1", 6'2".
I be upset. Like, I got some real tall cousins, and everybody in my immediate family taller than me. And God was just like, no,
All my cousins in
not
the
for
South.
you. But if he gave me height, imagine if God, he knew what he was doing when he didn't give me no height. Because imagine if God gave me height.
No, but my thing is, we're not talking about that. Someone, you would probably have to go in fights. The amount of confidence you would have, someone will want to fight you.
I'm not even gonna try and figure out or describe like why it's poor, but it's just so poor that things that should be simple, that you should communicate simply. We're going out with the friends. The plan is for 7 o'clock. Oh, I can't make it till 7:30, 7:45. Rather than just immediately hitting everybody in the group, hey, such and such happened, I'm gonna need an extra couple of minutes, I'm not gonna be there till this and that time, and really having that communication, people would rather just show up late.
I mean, this is my war.
We talking about the water?
Bro, this is my war.
This man was over here doing sign language.
I'm not sure. Listen, I'm not sure whose this is.
No, which one did I just sit down with?
I'm pretty sure you sat down with this one.
I wasn't paying
We are
enough
not.
attention.
I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here.
I mean, but one thing I will say.
No, look, because that one right there that you put back there was already on the table that you said might have been yours earlier.
Oh my God.
Cut.
Okay, so let's try this again. All right, come on.
If you're hearing this is about to get lit, welcome to the Victory Clique podcast. Click as in click that subscribe button, click that like button, and that keyboard so you can leave us a comment. Today we're here with a special guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, I am Janai. Glad to join the podcast for the day, and I am friends of Tony's.
Hello.
And we're here with...
Tony, man.
You said you wanted to start us off?
I mean, yes, like what we were talking about earlier with communication. I was going to say that
you have a mic.
Yeah, it's a mic up
We
here.
have mics now.
There are many
Production value gone up.
I was going to say there were many forms of communication, you know. Do you feel like the birth of these cell phones kind of messed up a lot of the communication skills we used to kind of act like exercise more back then? Like, for example, simply, I don't know, calling somebody on the phone is different from just texting them, or simple face-to-face interactions versus just texting all the time. I mean, how many times have you seen it where people simply don't want to interact with other people, but would rather go online and just talk to people?
But aren't those interactions?
I mean, yeah, in a sense, but even still, there's the fact that a lot of times most people don't have those social skills to even try to communicate what's wrong with them. And that comes from experience with actually being around people, you know, trying to develop relationships.
Well, but people have to be genuine about their intentions, though, if that is going to be the case, because I feel like a lot of the times people are not really communicating what it is they want. If, you know, they want to achieve this end or whatever, they should say that. They shouldn't say, you know, oh, just be nice or whatever. Say what you actually mean. Don't, I mean, certain situations call for, you know, tact and, you know, a certain, I guess, way of
Finesse.
going. I don't want to say finesse, but
Why not?
I mean, sometimes
A certain level of finesse.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just finesse your way in
without coming off like like you're trying to scam somebody.
I guess.
But at the same time, you know, just be honest. Like, hey, you know, can you do whatever it is? You know, to do all that extra stuff just feels sketchy anyways.
Right. But I wouldn't say that, like, I know a lot of people want to go down that road and be like, technology and cell phones ruined communication. And it's like, but that's such a broad thing to say.
Yeah.
It is.
Did it
Very
provide new ways of asynchronous communication? Absolutely. But asynchronous communication has always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mail, telegraph, all of that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I literally said that earlier. I was like, not to pick on the Amish, but they always say, oh, we reject modern technology. But it's like, everything is technology. You know,
It is.
the clothes you make, the shoes you wear, that requires some level of,
Advanced.
But that's why they had to
machine.
put modern on it, because like whereas they're still using the loom. I don't really know if this is how they do it, but using the loom and like really sewing their stuff. We just going to the store and somebody's doing that somewhere else.
Right.
So that's why they got to put modern. It makes sense.
It may be American made, or it can be made in some sweatshop somewhere. Someone is doing it.
I mean, but there's no conversation that technology just makes life easier. That's why we make it, though. I guess really my thing is I don't
Y'all trying
understand.
to have conversations from like my sociology class, like technology and how it's changing person interaction. Go ahead.
I guess you say that technology I guess technology, because social media is essentially the medium for communication. So, some people communicate as far as trying to send songs to other people. I mean,
Yeah, like rather than wanting to come from this negative spin angle, like technology has ruined communication, you can really just say technology is changing the ways in which we communicate. Like, it's not just normal, you have to go to someone's house to talk to them anymore. So that's why people go, no one has talking skills anymore. But they're getting their points across in these tweets, in these videos, in the forums and whatever,
Yeah, tweets.
Yeah, I will say there is a certain skill of knowing how to communicate online. I mean, just digitally, anyways, because that is where people have conversations now. If you don't know how to engage online, you're now the oddball out. You're the person that people talk about, like, oh man, you don't know how to, do whatever. You're tweeting and it's like, that was corny or whatever. If you don't know how to like ride them waves and interact with people online,
like
they will
using the popular slang, or whatever is the current. What am I trying to say? The current vernacular that we're using online.
the way things are done.
What's trending, like we talked about in the last podcast.
Yep.
What's trending in a sense, but I don't know, man. It's just okay. So just the internet alone kind of just created this whole new wave of different sounds of music. Because do y'all remember when SoundCloud first came around?
I don't know if I remember when it first came around, but I do definitely remember when SoundCloud became the place to find good artists.
The underground,
And just imagine the sheer amounts of artists that have became famous off of SoundCloud. Like,
for sure.
When Lil Yachty first came out, I mean, that was a happy time. I will say,
Who's your favorite SoundCloud rappers?
I feel very much so put on the spot right now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, a lot of good people have come from SoundCloud, but let's talk about what it even means to be a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh.
I'll let her take first. I'll let her take the stage in this one.
I think SoundCloud rapper, I don't think it used to have the negative connotation that it has today. Because today, to be a SoundCloud rapper means that you're probably young and white, biting the culture, completely big chunk biting. You might have locks, you might have dreads. Actually, you can't even call them like. You might have dreads, and you're really you're flashy and you're flossy, and you're doing what you think hip hop is. And SoundCloud rappers these days, it's a little bit whiny. Like it's rap.
They all try to do the same sound of Lil Uzi.
Yes.
Now it's Playboy Cardi, which.
Playboy Cardi, and the thing is, I actually love these artists. I love Lil Uzi.
I just rolled my eyes with Playboy Cardi. That's bad. I don't even not fuck with Cardi. That just was the initial reaction.
Okay, so think about Playboy Cardi. I'm sorry. What were we gonna say just before?
I think Playboy Cardi. I love his delivery. I think one of the best things an artist really knows how to do is fill the soundscape of a song. They really should treat their voices like its own instrument, which is why somebody like Future, who when he first came out, people were like, we can't understand what he's saying, we don't care, it's just lit, whatever he said. But another part of that, even the Playboy Cardi, I argue, says a lot less than Future says of what is discernible English.
Yeah, that just shows you, like, in every song, the focus isn't always the lyrics. Like, it does not always have to be something really lyrical and deep to just enjoy the music, enjoy the sound that was created, the vibes that were created in the studio that day. Like, just have a good time.
What's funny is like, Like, so the gym I go to, I'm like the youngest person by like 20 years. You know, so of course I'm a hip hop kid, so I know all about like the 80s and 90s, so I play their stuff. But whenever I play stuff like, I don't know, I play like maybe 2 Playboy Cardi songs. Like, man, what's he saying? I was like, Dad, you're working out. Listen to the beat.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, actually not that bad.
It's funny because what's that thing that's going viral on Twitter where it's like when white people find out you're supposed to actually dance to the beat.
To the beat and not the word.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Look.
I feel like that's the same
people.
thing for the old heads. They just be like,
But
what is he saying?
You, as much as you want to just put old heads in this one category, I can't let you do it, and here's why. Listen.
No, not at all. No, because I'm an old head but who appreciates all music.
Well, yes, but you're young though. Like you're not an actual old head. You just have an old soul because you was around old people. It be like that.
Yeah.
But my mama's boyfriend, y'all, he works in a mechanic shop.
Oh man.
And he's got a bunch of friends his age. They've been friends for life. They all work in this mechanic shop, around this mechanic shop, whatever. And like on weekends, like Friday nights, Thursday nights, like they at night in the shop playing music, having a good time. These people, these grown old men, listen to everything current. Have put me on to
really?
artists. Have put 𝐕𝐻𝐻. I did not know about 𝐕𝐻𝐻.
Oh my God!
Until one night in the shop.
That is hilarious.
And I was playing music, like they were like, let her take the aux, because I kept talking about their music at first. They were like, do you take the aux? You take the aux. So I took the aux, and I'm just sitting here like shaking, like what am I gonna play for them?
I know. I'd be so nervous too. I'd be so scared.
I'm playing things, and one of the guys starts shouting, play 𝐕𝐻𝐻, play 𝐕𝐻𝐻. So I go, okay, so let me put it in the 𝐕𝐻𝐻. How you spell 𝐕𝐻𝐻? How you spell the G? It's okay, I got you. And I played the song and I said,
yeah, they knew everything.
He cranking for real. Like, so they be real hip, and I'm impressed by it when I'm around them. I don't feel like, certain old heads who be like, young music, like, I don't know what y'all music is.
You ever see that 𝐕𝐻𝐻 skit where it was like the old heads at the bar or whatever? You ever see that one? They pull up and they were like, Drake? You listen to Drake? Hell yeah.
Started from the bottom.
That's disgusting.
Oh, I'm not sure if they said it like that, but they were. There is a skit like that where the old heads are really like hip to the current music, even though that came out in like 2013.
Right.
Yeah, but I will say the old heads that I know of as well, that are hip to that kind of music, they actually enjoy what music is, not saying just for hype.
Right. Right.
My neighbor, he used to run a hip hop magazine in Memphis, and he's like he's interviewed the Weeknd, Future, and 2 Chainz when they were younger. Not like when they were first coming on the scene.
Yeah.
And and like we were just talking about artists. He said, yeah, man, I enjoy Ski Mask music every now and then, because I appreciate the way he does. He said actually, like I said, he's like in his 40s, and he was saying all artists I never actually listened to. He even said Smoke Perp at one point. However,
okay, all right. Draw the line somewhere, guys.
No. He said he didn't like it, but he appreciated the producers and what they were doing.
For sure.
Yeah,
and producers are really coming up on credit these days.
Yeah,
Again, I think if you use the artist's voice as a just as an instrument, producers can have a really like just fun time to saying, "Oh, I'll chop this bit here.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds interesting here. I don't know what he's saying, but it just sounds good."
And it's just like, what is wrong if we just let Cardi live his life and melodically moan and make sounds on the beat? Let him have it.
I mean, some people are not.
Let him do the baby voice. What's wrong with it?
Some people are not. I will say one thing. He has spawned some children, some spawns like 645 AR.
Oh no.
No. You better not say you like him.
I can't. I won't.
No. Okay, good. Don't you dare say that.
But that was just a funny name for you to bring up because of like his music is so polarizing. There's people like you who are like, can't do it.
Nah, I can't do it. No, I'm
and
sorry.
then you got people like 𝐓𝐻𝐻 on Genius's YouTube channel, like, this is the shit. This is the future.
I can't take anything 𝐓𝐻𝐻 says as any kind of valued opinion.
But there's an audience.
Shout out to 𝐓𝐻𝐻. We love your content, man. But
oh, for sure. Shout out 𝐓𝐻𝐻.
That dude is a specimen, man. Listen, you can't take him fully seriously sometimes.
𝐓𝐻𝐻? Oh,
that man once said
he's a comedic rapper. Like,
that man once said he met Thundercat twerking at a gas station to gospel music.
Listen, but would you put it past Thundercat?
Oh no,
exactly.
The thing is, Thundercat makes. I got hip to him when he was on Kendrick's album, Mr. Butterfly. And I was like,
okay.
yeah, that was the first time I actually got hit to him, and I was like, yo, this guy is pretty good.
It's crazy because
But
I feel
what
like
do you
I was
think-
exposed to him through all his memes and stuff first.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, was he credited for "To Pimp a Butterfly" like in the feature?
Yeah.
On these walls, he was singing on these walls.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I don't ever stop to
whenever,
pay attention to the people. I'm just like, I'm here for Kendrick.
Are you
No, look,
serious?
no, look, bro,
Sometimes,
listen.
like, that's work with, like, what's that guy's name? Don Toliver, where I feel like, okay, I heard your feature and I want to hear you on something else. But
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I don't want to hear whoever this guy
But
is.
no, because listen, these days I feel like it's a trend lately, or at least when albums first drop, that like artists are not featured, even when you can hear clearly that they're here. Like every Ty Dolla $ign background vocal.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like,
Oh, Ty
credit
Dolla
this
$ign.
man.
Yeah.
Credit this man.
Yeah.
So I like that. Like
But-
tag every artist in your song because I can hear them and I want to know for a fact they're on this song.
But they do that so that they can chop it up and get more run out of the album. Like nowadays, people, like especially on hip hop Twitter, one of the things that they always say is that album came and went, and that's kind of the worst thing that you could like say about that, because even if the music is good, if nobody is listening to it, you know, a month or two later down the line, then it's just gonna die where it's at. And that's really what happens with a lot of people when they start like off.
But what does that have to do with tagging the artist?
Well,
Crediting the
because
featured
if people don't know that they're up there first, they'll listen to it one time, they'll go, oh, such and such is on this song, and then they'll re-release it again with the actual feature title. The labels would do anything to try to, you know, stretch these rollouts and stuff.
You mean like,
How about
for
you
example,
just
Pop
make
Smoke?
worthwhile
my
music?
gosh,
How
yeah.
about you just make music that lasts, that transcends time?
Only real music's gonna last. All that other bullshit here today and gone tomorrow.
Exactly.
No, okay, so my thing is, okay, did y'all listen to the new Pop Smoke album?
I thought it was garbage, and I love Pop
I didn't
Smoke.
listen to it. I didn't know they dropped another one. I don't really like Posthumous albums though.
I don't either.
We don't either, and that's what we're gonna talk about, because I've noticed that they just literally applied him as an artist onto any kind of sound.
They really did, and he has tons of music left over. But I'm pretty sure the stuff that he had was not going to be on a Dua Lipa song or.
He's on that kind of sound, and I'm not saying that had he been alive, he probably not tried, but it was not good. I mean, it was not good. It just wasn't good.
I don't respect Posthumous releases, because it's like you can't always be operating off of their wishes. Certain things you wouldn't have known, but this you have to know wasn't their wish.
No, he was public about
like
it.
Michael
They don't
Jackson,
care.
I think, given him still being here, he definitely would have collabed with Drake. Like that's the thing that 100% would have happened.
You know
so
what?
that's why you don't look at it too crazy.
No. I wasn't like, no. Drake has too much power. That's all. He has too much money. Do you
I
think
don't
that?
Aubrey.
Listen, Drake has too much money, y'all.
I
He
see
has
it
too much
both
food.
ways in terms of the producing this, because you know, I don't know. If I, as an artist, could get a Michael Jackson feature, even though he's gone, I would still want to take it. I mean,
look,
you know,
but at the same time,
not everybody has that kind of pull where they can get that. But
how much
you know,
money do you think he paid
Oh,
to have that feature?
probably more than we'll ever see in our lifetimes. I mean, he literally said that on one song. He was like, "Tell Lucy and Grange, fuck it, I'm tearing holes in the budget." And people don't even know Lucian Grange. He's a billionaire record producer. He'll just cut him. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I got stuck over here when he started saying if he was an artist, and even if the artist was dead and he could pay for that feature, he would do it. I got stuck because I'm just like,
Now
yeah,
I
I
do think,
get it though.
but
I don't know.
people want, especially, and let's say you're my inspiration or whatever. People are gonna want to get it. I mean, the things I would have loved to collaborate with Pop Smoke. But a lot of people will never get the chance that they said that. Maybe, you know, the dream was on the album. Maybe he heard Pop Smoke songs and said, man, I gotta connect with this guy.
Though? The dream.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know what that.
No. I love the dream. Listen,
I was about to say, don't make me get out this chair.
No. I'm saying I would never imagine the dream and Pop Smoke coming together.
But
so I'm saying, like,
you don't know
Pop
if
Smoke,
the dream was, you know, you don't know if that was something that they wanted to do or not, and I don't know. The fact that they passed ahead of time makes it just murky waters to just kind of be in all together.
Like, isn't Juice WRLD dropping a Posthumous album?
No.
They say Juice WRLD literally has like 1,000 songs recorded, and that's what they said about Pop Smoke. They said Pop Smoke had tons and tons of music left over.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he just did the verses on the beats and stuff that he liked. The label's probably going to take them, put them on whatever song, just so they can say there's a feature here.
But we should really talk about the sheer amount of music that artists do have that they never release.
Anderson .𝐸.
I was going to say
not
Gucci
write.
Mane. I was going to
Okay.
say a Gucci Mane, but talk about him first, actually.
Anderson .𝐸, I don't remember where I saw it, but he was doing an interview and he was talking about like just thousands and thousands and thousands of songs in the vault. Like he could really not write another song from this day forward and still release music for years. Like that to me is real artistry because he also doesn't drop that often. So he's not just making garbage to flood the radio streams with and the Billboard charts with. Like he's making worthwhile music that matters to him, that feels good to him, and then just releasing it when the time is right, when he feels ready to debut his art. Like I rock with artists like that. Yeah. There was someone else that I just thought about that came to mind when I said that, but I can't remember it now.
Well, a lot of like, just to speak on the production aspect again, you know, a lot of this stuff is just, you know, how the labels want you to do it. They want you to have tons and tons of music. They don't really care if it's good or not. They're going to tell you to make at least one song a day. You know, if you're an artist, this is your job.
Right.
You know, get in the studio.
Which is kind of crazy because, again, I was going to mention a Gucci Mane because when, for some reason back in college, we looked up all this stuff, and Gucci Mane had around...
I fuck with Gucci Mane.
Yeah, I'm saying like he had over 70 mixtapes, and I just think about the sheer amount of songs that you had to just think of in a different way. Like in other words, a different song on every single album, every single mixtape. I can barely write one song. I can't imagine just the sheer amount of work that artists are putting and like just into their production.
Well, that's why I want to say, in terms of the production side, it's like you don't really know how that could go, because a lot of the times when people do have to make music every single day, sometimes it's just they can't come up with something, and they will never, you know, publicly display that. Hey, the reason why I'm not dropping is because the album's not coming to me. You know, everything I'm making sounds like garbage.
But you know, if you're an artist, I don't respect artist block on the lowest of keys, because
you don't think it's real?
You have no, not that it's not real.
Oh, okay.
But you have endless avenues available to you to get experience, to get inspiration. Go on a retreat. Go to the top of a mountain at sunrise. Like, you have so much time and
pretty
resources.
much basically like, okay, if you can't write music, go enjoy life real quick. Go explore something new.
Yes. Go kiss a stranger in the Applebee's parking lot.
Wait, hang on a second now. Hold on.
Listen, that's experience. People write about that. People write about that. I don't know what you're talking about. People write about that.
Hang on a second. But even still, this just, in other words, go outside, talk to people.
Touch some grass.
The reason why, you know, I asked if you believe in it or not is because some people say if you are just enjoying it, love doing what you're doing anyways, it'll just come to you. And if it's not, a lot of people say, well, then this isn't the field for you. Which is why, you know, I always talk about the production and stuff, because, you know, everybody does want to just experience life and stuff. But again, if you're under a label and they're saying, get in here, do this, you got a meeting here, it's a job.
Artistry,
but that, I think that in a different conversation is something to talk about, like music and other art forms, and just commercialized. Like, but I believe, you know, like, even as an artist and it being your job, you can be a writer and have writer's block. Like, your job can be to write, and you sit here like, I have nothing.
Some people say that's what causes it, is by forcing ideas.
Exactly.
Next door
which is why, like, as an artist, and you have like the resource to unplug. So not necessarily like we're right up against a deadline, but you know, like, you've been trying to write for weeks and nothing is happening, and you have the resources to go somewhere, to just out of your body, out of your house, go on a hike, go to an island, get some relaxation, get a massage, like do whatever it is that'll loosen up that.
Some of these artists ain't paid like they you think they are.
That's facts as well. Yeah. But then, like, listen, I don't know what to say about that. Like, don't floss.
In other words, if you don't work a true 9 to 5, go and enjoy life. Like, your job, like, if your artistry is your work in a sense, your life experiences also influence your artistry. So therefore, you have to go enjoy life in order to
Not necessarily something major that costs a lot of money, because I know, like, that's the way you're making it seem. Like, I'm making it seem like take a trip, this and that.
No.
But, you know, like, if you're an artist, I'm going to assume you've been an artist for a while.
Yeah.
You have to have your things. You have to have your coping methods. When
you
this
have to have your
happens to
process.
me, this is my list that I go through when I am in a block and I'm in a rut and I have no creative inspiration. This is my list of things. Like, I think it's the same with, like, your mental health. You're in a low spot. You gotta know your list. You gotta know your things that
your
work.
coping mechanisms.
What is my movie? What is my song? Do I need a shower, a bubble bath, or whatever? You know.
Yeah.
So I think that it needs to be the same for artists, in the sense of, like, okay, you've been writing for a long time. This ain't the first time that you've had writer's block, song block.
This is reminding me about 𝐲𝐶. Who needs to drop that album? You know, you need to drop your album, man.
Do we ever believe TDE? Like,
Look, TDE is my crack. I love TDE. I am a TDE fan.
You know,
look, let me tell you something. Listen, all the artists they have signed
are fire.
Are fire. I mean, look.
No doubt.
Again, just I have to wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Is it that you're taking the time to craft perfectly every album? Or is it just that 9 out of the 10 songs you write just ain't it? You know, and I'm not questioning the pen of anybody at TDE.
No, we're not.
But I am just saying we don't know what their process is. We don't know
Yeah.
how they, you know, put this together. And for, you know, everybody is different. But I think the best thing about art is there really kind of is no better way to express, like, you know,
how you feel.
how you feel.
Yeah,
The human condition.
When it comes to certain things, though, because y'all know this is an album. I've been waiting for this as an album. I love my girl Solana.
It's coming out?
Well, no, so listen. At the beginning of the summer, I feel like, or not the beginning of the summer, but like the beginning of this year, earlier this year, she was talking about having an album. She want to drop it, this and that. And there was something with Punch that, like, she would tweet about. They would be, like, arguing with each other, like, through tweets. Albums being held up by Punch, I can't do anything, and then he's saying something back. Like, this might be like something I've made up in my brain, but I remember seeing these exchanges on Twitter. So it's like some of these things are just, they're held up by the label, they're held up by the higher ups.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and that's why I was going to ask next, right? Again, we hear that, you know, these people are, you know, masterfully crafting these albums and stuff. Do we appreciate it more when somebody drops consistently, or do you think it is kind of rewarded or appreciated more when somebody takes their time in the music space? Because sometimes the label will refuse to drop it if they don't think they can sell it.
Well,
they'll say you're flooding the market, and they do that. There are certain companies like QC that will just flood the market.
Yeah.
You're having a song every month. We're going to go viral every month. But that, I feel like, is where you get that good old burnout as an artist.
I guess I'm agree with the latter of what you said earlier.
The time taking.
Time taking, because.
But do you think it's actually rewarded? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're asking two different questions.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So like, in other words, it's rewarded as far as from the labels, in a sense.
Like from the
Society,
market,
right?
Yeah.
Society. I feel like we do reward it a lot of times because it just think about the cult following that 𝐲𝐶 has already, because he's known for taking his sweet ass time. You know, 2014, 2016. And now us as fans are still cramming and say, hey man, where's the album? And he can drop one song that is not his sound at all. And the reason why at least most fans are excited about this is because we've seen his life, in a sense. We knew that he had drug problems and alcohol issues. Now that he's clean, all of us are wondering, what's his sound is going to be like now that he's in a different headspace.
Okay.
And
I wanted to continue the topic that we started this on, which is artists that will go ghost. We still appreciate the music. We want them to put their time into it.
And people are craving for his album, though.
Pero, give me a second, because you want to go down this road. You want to talk about an artist who had a cult following, who was on drugs. Everybody acted like they were going to support him. He started changing his sound up. Fall from Grace. Chance the Rapper. We've seen it happen. Everybody's like, do acid one more time to give us another acid rap. Shut the fuck up. He's still making very good art.
The thing is, I think...
Some expectations now, that's another aspect, too.
The thing is, though, I think it's not just the fact that, you know, they change their sound. I think typically fan bases, a cult fan base, a strong fan base will follow the artist anywhere. I think where people really had the issue was the topic and the delivery of the next project. And it's like, but really the way that people heard it all was like, this is something that's super special to you, but I don't see how I can relate to this.
Bro.
Okay,
I
what
love
is
my
y'all-
wife. I love my wife.
Oh, we're talking about Big Fish?
Okay.
Okay. Well,
what
actually,
is-
not Big Fish. That's the song of the
No,
album. What is it
what
called?
is-
Wedding Day?
Well, what
The
is your
big day is
honest
a special
opinion-
day.
What is your honest opinion on Good Day? That whole entire project.
I listened to it and it was like, it was
His-
like watching
his
a
latest album.
Chance?
Oh no!
Chance Rapper, yeah.
Haven't heard it. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it either.
What
I thought you were
just
talking about
happened?
the.
The disc one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I heard that
Yeah,
one.
name. The one with the disc. That's one.
With the crystals in it. Is that the name of it?
It's
We were just over here debating the name. The special day, the good day.
it's called
I think it's called
The Big Day.
The big day.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What was
We
your
got that
opinion
all
on
kinds of wrong.
What was your honest opinion on that?
All right. First
Honest
of all, we're not even gonna cap. We're not even gonna try to act like it was no skip. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But
There was-
not having a no skip album does not make you a bad artist.
Yeah, no,
I
you know,
saved.
I agree. Niggas, I agree with that. But continue.
I saved several songs on this album. Like I think that so this is in 2019. I definitely was on a road trip. I was on a mega bus for some reason when this album came out or when I decided to listen to it. Downloaded the whole thing so I could listen to it up in the mountains wherever I was on this mega bus to. I promise y'all.
I say, I feel like that makes you a captive audience. It's like we were talking about the cruise ships. It's like you have to eat this food. You have
But like on long trips, what I like to do is just download all the new shit. I have a hard time like checking in on new albums. So when I'm going on a long trip, I'll be stuck in the car 9 out of 10. I don't really want to talk to the people with me. Like I'm downloading the albums, and that's when I have the free time to really just get into them. But I saved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs on this album, and I think this album looks to be this joint is an hour and 17 minutes. So it looks to be like 14 songs, maybe 15 songs.
And I usually like albums that are about that.
Yeah. So like that's not a bad ratio. 10 out of 17 to 20 somewhere in there. Why doesn't Spotify tell you how many? Oh, 22 songs. It does tell you. So 10 out of 22 I saved.
Okay.
And I feel like that to me is a decent enough album, especially if it's that long.
Yeah.
Now, if you put out a short album, if you put out a 10-song album and I save 2 songs on that,
That's not good. You know what's funny? I'll be real with you. It's funny because your standards are actually pretty high. Because to be honest, if I find just even 4 songs of album that I like, I say, okay, this is not bad.
Oh no, I'm a total opposite.
Yeah,
if
because-
I don't
No,
have
I mean,
the most
no,
of the
look,
album.
I'm not even saying like album's good. Well, I'm just saying okay, it makes some good music. But the rest, I'm gonna say yeah, this is not good. Like I'm
But
not
for-
gonna knock the hustle. sometimes.
you're a loose critic when it comes to this music shit.
I mean, no.
'cause-
Well, so what
Yeah, I
I
gotta
mean
keep
is
my
that
phone out because I need my music open while we're.
For sure.
I got references.
okay, no. So what I mean is that if I like, I guess for me personally, I don't like a lot of music on my Spotify, but if I like,
What do you mean you don't like? Explain, elaborate. What do you mean you don't like it? Like you don't add
Like
it to
what
your
they
library,
suggest?
or you don't
No,
enjoy it
what I
personally?
mean is that I don't press the heart to save it. Is what
Oh,
I
I
say.
don't do that at all.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So basically,
And that's
I
what
know.
I'm-
Basically, when I know.
Because
It's a
y'all
bad
are
habit.
playlist makers, huh?
Yeah.
You got kind of.
Oh, no.
And listen, I know it's a bad habit.
Do better, baby.
I know it's a bad habit. I'm trying to break it. But
Okay, hold on.
But I
Pause,
do-
Pause.
Like this song right
yes,
now?
pause. We're gonna get there. Give me a second.
I was mad about this.
I wanna
I'm
hit
mad
this.
this man did this.
No. Oh, I can't
All
wait
you
to talk
self
about
promoters is janky.
Okay, hold on, because we really
mad about
we have
this.
to get into that. I talk
Yeah.
about that all the time.
Okay.
But before we get there, what I want to talk about is y'all being playlist makers. Okay, I'm not a big playlist maker. I have a couple of playlists. They're set for specific moods. I got a gym playlist. I got a sleep playlist. I think everybody got that
Yeah,
particular
yeah,
playlist.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
other than
about-
that, I play my music exclusively from my liked songs library on Spotify. I will start at a song that I like, and then I will queue up everything I want to hear, because I can't always be feeling a type of way, and I can't always pin down my playlist to like specifically what I need.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
how-
got a
that's
DJ.
that's the dilemma I'm facing right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing both.
For me,
It's
yeah,
like a
I
gym
do both.
playlist. Like for example, if it's a certain setting, gym, party, whatever heck is going on, sure. But as far as music that you want to randomly hear, just go down the life.
Well,
And that's what I'm trying to do.
I do a little bit of everything because I do like a new music Fridays, like every time new music drops. I haven't done it for the past couple of Fridays only because I to be honest, I ain't just been fucking with the
It
music.
just be like that.
Yeah.
The Apple Music
Hold on,
queuing
I'm not gonna
system is trash.
The integration. Have you ever I'm not saying Apple is, trashing Spotify usage, but in the gym, it's a lot easier to just beep, beep, beep.
I'm not gonna lie though. Listen. There are certain people on Spotify that
the listening
Like, the other
experience
day-
on Spotify is superior, but
Yes.
the integration of Apple Music in just Apple, of just being able to edit videos
That's
and it's already
pure
there.
Apple user talk. Like everything that you just said, talked about a whole sentence, is pure
No,
Apple
it
user.
is.
Because
I'm drinking
Apple
the
is for
Kool-Aid.
the convenience. Yes, Apple is
Okay.
for the convenience. It's for the streamlined individuals.
Yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
I only have an iPhone
Yeah.
because I don't
So-
like the lack. Yes, I don't like the lack of communication. I want to be able to FaceTime. I want to iMessage. I want to do those things.
That's
If-
how they get you.
That's how
Exactly,
they get you.
because
That's why
I
I'm on
still
here.
love
But-
Androids for the Android operating system, for the customization, for the gadgets and
That's
the
what I
gadgets
used
that
to
you
say.
can give me.
It's just a point where it just became, it's like, I don't really give that,
Okay,
that
look,
much of
listen,
damn about
listen,
customization.
listen.
I don't feel like Apple cares.
I'm at the point now where look, if you have either or, I'm cool because at the end of the day, these artists know everyone either has one or two of those.
You would be
artists.
surprised. Way more people have Spotify. They are dominating the market by a lot.
And
Yes.
the thing is, Drake dropped a care package.
Okay, we're getting here.
But
Let's
the
get
thing
here.
is that
I'm sorry.
my issue is the fact that these artists can think that I'm just going ahead and drop some old music that's already on there.
I am not against it though, and that's
I'm not-
you brought up Party
And my
Next
thing is
Door.
that
He
I
has
feel
so
mixed
many.
about it. I feel mixed
Yeah.
about it. I see both sides, but I just feel mixed. I'm like, man,
West District and what's the other one?
He needs to do
and
it.
Kehlani's freestyle.
He needs to do the same thing. Party
Yeah.
Next Door needs to do the same thing. But here is how I feel about the care package, y'all. I've been talking about the care package in this way since it dropped because I will never get over how just amazing it is. Who else in the game at this point in time? Well, at this point in time, it's been done more now.
Yeah.
But when this happened, who else in the game could drop an album of songs that we already knew but were unreleased in the 2012-2013 era and still have people eat it up the way that people did? I ate up the care package. You want to know
Yeah, I
why?
know.
Because
I
I have
remember-
been a Drake
I
stan
remember.
since the beginning. So when I listen to the care package,
okay, so what's the
it
project
takes
then?
me back. Hold on. It takes me back.
Certified Lover Boy on the way.
And that's for anyone in the way.
People's
I forgot my
airlines are getting
certified
pushed
lover
through.
Free
boy.
him,
Stop.
bro. He gotta be trapped. He gotta be trapped. That has to be what it
It's
is.
his own label though.
No, but here, yeah, he is on his
OVO,
own
we
label.
aim for
But
the head.
I think the reason why he doesn't want to drop is because who can live up to that expectation? And that's what I was saying about the TDE people. I'm not questioning their pens, but
What expectation?
we want Certified Lover Boy to be good, don't we?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But
But the thing,
even a bad Drake album is not a bad album.
I don't know, because I said that about Scorpion. I said that about Dark Lane. Well, no, Dark Lane demos is good, but Scorpion, I was a diehard fan when that dropped. Looking back, I don't listen to none of them songs.
Oh, that's no, because you're smoking. The B side of
maybe-
Scorpion is still worth every play.
Okay.
After Dark, Final Fantasy.
jaded.
Yes, what?
Most
That's
of
actually
these
a pretty good song.
things.
That's a pretty good song.
I do
Look,
like it, but I'm not
tell you
heartbroken
what.
or nothing at the moment. I'm just stuck in
Oh,
doors.
I can always be heartbroken. I can be in
The
a happy
only song-
relationship and then
I'm
heartbroken
sorry.
music come on.
The
You
only
lied to
song I
me.
listen off of there is Nonstop, because when Tate Keith was the producer to
Fucking
Get
these
Back in
niggas up.
2018, he was my favorite producer.
So y'all
at that
really
time.
don't listen to Scorpion?
I listen. I'm not gonna say I don't listen to any of the songs, but
I'm more of a like 2015
I feel so
I'm
differently
more of
about
a
you
Take
right
Care.
now.
Take Care kind of guy.
I can listen to Take Care every day. I used to. I used to.
I like Dark Lane demos for some reason. I
Um,
like Tuscan Leather. I will say. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
listen-
I
Tuscan
was about
Leather
to
is-
say, yeah, we could go. Nothing was the same. Still, definitely.
on
If you're
top.
reading this, is too late.
If you're reading this, is great. I didn't want to give it its credit in its time, but no, that shit slaps even now.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
The one where he's sitting on top of the
Views.
space.
Views.
No, look.
Okay.
We have a story about that. You want to tell a story
People
about
That's
Art
how.
Universe?
That's how we started this
album had to
whole
grow on me.
franchise.
That
Yeah.
album had to grow on me because so.
And that's when I
JC,
have
we
first
was
got into
college,
Drake.
yeah.
I got into Drake through Future. My whole.
That's really crazy about you, but I'm gonna let it slide.
No, let me
'cause I
explain.
like
Let me
you,
explain.
Jay-Z.
So
I'm gonna
here's
let it
the
slide.
story. So basically,
I was just one of those people that was always like, you know, when Drake would drop, I'd just be like, man, this sing-songy ass, fucking crybaby ass guy. That was high school me. That was before I've been through
What
some
happened
things.
is,
Yeah.
So what happened is our freshman year in 2015.
You were still sipping. You know,
Where your
the
ass is
side.
at,
That was
dog.
first, like, you know, I was like a hit to Drake, so I was cool with him. He was my artist of the year. God, every year until 2015. But even still, so
This man
basically,
is my artist of the decade. Don't make
mine,
me show you
mine as well. I don't know.
No,
how
I
mine
definitely
as
think
well.
he's artist of the decade.
Oh, yeah,
But we're talking about like the
but-
Spotify analytics that they give us at the end of the year.
Yeah.
They'll
He's the
tell
most
you.
streamed artist I think ever.
Yeah,
That's
but-
his crown.
Yeah, but back in that time, that was when Drake was on his trap vibes. You know, he dropped. If you're reading this, is too.
And that was
late.
peak trap sound.
And also he released What a Time to Be Alive. So he was
But
deep
he
in his
still
trap mode.
Yeah.
Was
And
singing
so-
a little bit.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that just I'm not against the singing. For me,
Yeah.
it was the more his approach on that whole rollout in the If You're Reading This era was he was beefing with Meek Mill. His subject material
Yeah,
was
body by
I got a
singing
lot
it.
of I got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me.
yeah.
And that was in a whole different
Like, what are you
bag.
talking
Look,
about?
but then like I know it was difficult in that era for me to exist as a Drake fan. Like
Yeah.
Really?
I never
Wow.
was like doubting. I'm always gonna stand behind Aubrey. But anyway, listen.
But it was weird.
They
bro.
would be like, "Why he trying to be hard? Like, why all of a
Yeah.
sudden he trying to be hard?
Yeah,
like,
that-
It wasn't until Meek Mill.
That
Whatever
whole
happened, the
spat.
whole thing happened.
because that's the time
I was like,
period
oh,
that we're
God.
in. He's
Yeah.
gonna be hard because hard music is
Yeah.
where it is.
Yeah.
Like,
However, when views dropped, a lot of us had different expectations. So I remember.
So
I remember that night. It
all
was you.
of my let's just be friends. I was like,
our
what?
friends out
He's
of
trying to be Adele.
They're like, no, yeah,
So
It was like Adele beat me.
So what's insane about views
Western
now?
Roll flows with the Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, that was a nice
sample.
one.
No, but
Come on,
okay,
what these bitches
when I
want from a
can buy what I
nigga
want.
on some
Yeah,
DMX
I
shit.
want.
I grew DMX. Like, come
no,
on.
but Nay, what's insane
You
about
with
that
me or
night
what?
as well is that at first, I remember walking into the room
We're
where
also-
we were all in, and they were like, "What is this?" And we were all mad, and so a few of them wanted to record a diss track.
Yeah.
A Drake diss track?
Yep.
No.
That was
us.
a views diss track.
Yeah, you know why? No name. At first we were mad, but then after a week I was like, nah.
I started listening to it in the gym.
And
Yeah.
hold on.
Listen,
When did you establish that like Take Care is your favorite Drake album? When was that established?
Okay, so yeah.
mine was beforehand, but again, it was just the lane switching that he was
Before
doing.
Views.
Yeah.
No, for me, I would actually say at the same time as views. Let me just go back to saying how my process of how I select music and stuff. Because sometimes if I know an album is going to be great, if I listen to it one time over, I might say, okay, I like this song and this song. I'll save these. And then I might put those in my rotation for a little bit, listen to them. Like I did that with Views.
Yeah.
I took some of the hardest songs off there, the Grammys and, you know, hype and stuff like that. And I'm listening to that in the gym, and I go, okay, well, I kind of like that other one. I'm gonna play this, you know, in its appropriate setting. And then it's like, damn, like when Child's Play, I used to play that shit nonstop.
Dude, why you gotta
I
fight with
remember.
me at cheesecake?
I remember.
But I mean, I
know
also
I
have
love
some.
to go there.
That was.
I had a
That
couple of
was too
spats
much.
with some
It
girls
was
at
too much.
Cheesecake,
But
so
I'm crying.
The thing is,
it relates a
When
little
the cameras
different.
cut off, we're gonna get into that. 'Cause I need to
I will
know.
say one thing though, like as your friend, you were an OVO fan because Party Next Door was always on rotation.
I remember me and Grant sat down and we were listening to the Work version of the. I meant Party Next Door's version of Work. I was like, I did not like this. It's so raw. It doesn't sound like anybody has, you know, done anything to
Of Work like Rihanna and Drake.
Yeah, he wrote
Okay.
P&D wrote Work.
Yeah, so his own recorded version.
Yeah, his
Okay.
version. I was like, I'm not really hip. I'm
Yeah.
not hip. I'm not really, you know, feeling this. It's not as good.
I mean, you can't remake what Rihanna and Drake remade, like
Yeah.
what they made on there. Like, I'm sorry that you wrote
That
it and you
album-
didn't claim it for yourself.
2016.
No, but the
that
thing
was
is,
a hell of a year, though.
I love Party Next Door though. Nowadays, I would say I love some of his, you know, like
His most recent album.
what was
The one with the yellow cover, like the gold cover. You gonna tell me with news?
The thing is, I like his sound. I liked his grittier sound. I just don't think he has the material. But that's why I'm saying he needs to leak or put together his leak projects
Yes.
and his leak sounds and
Yes.
just make a care package
Yeah.
For
like
sure.
that.
He needs to.
Nicki just did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that.
Uh,
love that for us.
But I liked his sound when it was gritty and darker. But that's I'm not gonna say that started off my thing. I came into Party Next Door later on.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on, because before y'all get too far, I brought up Take Care for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Y'all and you two agree on this. Take Care is your favorite Drake album.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me get there.
It's
Pero.
honestly, how this.
You can explain to me. What are you talking about?
It's top 3.
Whatever. Hush your face. You can't even make a decision. You're out of the conversation.
All right, fine. Hold on, y'all.
I'm playing. But listen. Hold on. Before you get into why Take Care is your favorite one, I don't understand any shade to Views. If Take Care is your joint, because Views gives you some Take Care.
It does.
Well, I'm gonna get into that too.
But it was not expecting. That's the key.
Fire and Desire.
No, and that's what I was gonna say with the whole popcorn sound too, because all them island songs and stuff that was up there, I love More Life. I love the fact that he went into that. But when Views came out, nobody was expecting that. We had no idea. Everybody was doing the Jamaican accent and stuff because we were like, "Where's he coming with this?"
Yeah.
Well, he's from Toronto.
No,
islands up there.
Yeah, the thing is,
they
I
got
accept
a lot
the
of
fact,
Caribbean immigrants up there,
and I can accept that. But
sorry,
nobody
I'm
was
fact-checking,
thinking
sorry.
that. Nobody was thinking that when that came out, though. But I'm in the camp that I do believe it's appropriate for him.
Okay, that's what I thought. More Life came out after Views.
Yeah.
More Life was essentially a playlist, and there.
But I'm saying for me, it was weird on Scorpion to not hear the island vibes and stuff. I was wanting a one dance and stuff to kind of fill in some of those places.
It was funny. It's like it's
changed. No, hold on, no.
Because now they're trying to adapt the change. Okay, it's like Drake will change his sound. We're like, hold on, Drake, what we doing here?
No, but hold on, because
give me 3.
He really doesn't keep an aesthetic for that long.
He doesn't.
So by the time we get to Scorpion, Louisiana bounces where it's at. Beyonce is at the height of her power. She is from Houston. That South thing. He got the City Girls coming up. He said, "Let me bring y'all in and do this Southern thing. Let me get this Louisiana
bounce." That was my favorite video of the year.
He was working with somebody who I can't remember, but I remember like a documentary about how they came into the Louisiana sound, and I'm just like, that's where it was going.
No. I definitely agree that's where it was going. A lot of people would argue, though, is that he was kind of riding the tail end of that hype. People would say City Girls were already popular when he put them up there. That sound was already, Take Keith, like you said, was already arguably the producer of that year. Yeah. So, now granted, I know this stuff was probably written and recorded and stuff before that came out, but when did Drake drop? He dropped May or June?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Kanye West did fuck up his whole entire rollout. Yeah. So we'll see.
For Scorpion?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my thing is though, like the songs that were singles off of there got what they needed to get.
No,
so
that's his most.
God's plan.
So any critique against it though, like to me, doesn't make any like if you want to critique it and say like he was riding the tail end of it, okay, but in my feelings and. What is it? Nice for what? Like they did what they needed to do.
No, and I definitely agree with that. But that's for me. It's more of an argument of the consumption aspect of the way this album was put together. Like I said, I like a short 14-song album. Take Care is like 19 songs, but the way that it flows and it waves and it dips, Scorpion does have the A side and the B side, and you can kind of feel the ride. Yeah. The thing is, you just have to be along for the whole ride. Otherwise, getting to March 14th is not going to be as, again, it's like watching a great movie with a bad ending. And if you are kind of like, if we say the album is like a movie, if you're an hour or something in, and you're just kind of like, okay, where's this going? I stayed up to listen to Scorpion. Like I said, that was my peak Drake standing.
Yeah. I remember
that was a hell of a year for music, though.
Again, that is his most accomplished album.
Yeah.
But that album was more to be consumed, like less than it was like, oh, this is relating to my personal experience and stuff. And when What a Time to Be Alive came out, that we were all just bumping that in the halls and stuff. But at the same time, again, I was just a young nigga going through it, and I started listening to Marvin's Room more, and I was like, man, this guy actually knows what he's talking about.
So sad boy music.
Yeah.
Listen. as a guy, hearing a guy saying "fuck that nigga,"
Yeah.
yeah, man, I feel the exact same.
A
way
lot of guys would
sometimes.
not like to admit that out loud, but high key, yeah.
Drake relates to us in that way first.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Okay, hold on.
okay, so what's
I'm listening.
And that's also peak Weekend. That's peak I'm homeless doing crack.
we should talk about him
because
The
I'm
Week-
loving the crew.
We should
That-
talk about the Weeknd's headspace when he was making that kind of stuff because
Oh, and I think that was Drake's best headspace just for an album. Because again, starts off this way, gets his heart broken, then it's fuck these bitches mode. Then it's like, okay, I'm gonna end this off with just some talking my shit. Underground Kings, fucking Make Me Proud, and then The Ride.
the Lord knows or whatever.
Lord knows. All those are on the tail end of the album. It tells like a redemption story. It is almost like a heartbreak story because, you know, guy gets their heart broken, sulks for a little bit, goes, does whatever the fuck he needs to do, and then he gets on that, yeah, fuck this. You know, I'm about to get back in the streets vibe.
Again, The Weeknd definitely did have a strong influence on that album.
Oh, yeah.
And during that time when he dropped, Nate, I need to ask you, what was your first time listening to The Weeknd?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in 2013, I was in middle school.
We met.
I was in the 8th grade on the later half of 2013. But
Okay.
earlier 2013, I was in middle school, and me and my
Jeez.
best friend would ride the bus together, and we would listen to the trilogy every day
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
bus
That's
because
a hell of a
when
way
they
to-
when they dropped trilogy is actually the OG care package.
It is.
because
Yeah.
there was
It really
House
is.
of Balloons
There's
before
House of
there was
Balloons,
trilogy, and there
there
was
those remix tapes.
Yeah.
yes, the party and the after party, all of that, right?
Yeah.
So when they did trilogy and they took all the songs we love by The Weeknd and they made them on an app that was streamlined
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
so than the app that we were using, which is like a bootleg YouTube where you can download stuff, whatever. We were like, oh yes, they have done this for us. So I have been with Abel for a very long time. I will continue to be with Abel.
Do you think that was
Yeah.
peak Weekend?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
because
no.
Kissland.
Oh,
Kissland and then
I think Peak
Behind the
Weekend-
Madness.
okay. Again, I think they do different. I think that does have his best songs up there.
He was still
What?
going up.
Hold on, and let me tell you, they do different things. In the same way that you're saying Drake, Scorpion, who has his biggest hits up there, his greatest, that's probably going to be one of his greatest hits album. Beauty Behind the Madness is definitely that for The Weeknd. And I'm not going to say
But that's
was
for when
early
he
on.
became mainstream.
Yeah, I know.
But it was a
even-
great
it was-
mainstream
it was still-
debut.
it was-
Yes,
it
but
was
It was a
like,
great debut.
Those are
It was
not
a-
my
Yeah, I get it, I get it.
longtime Weekend fan.
No, I
And
die
I'll say-
hard for Trilogy, but again,
exactly. That's
for
not
the-
my greatest
Okay,
hits.
so what's
but for that sound,
Oh look,
for that
Kissland already.
main-
I'm gonna like,
mainstream-
yo, that song Kissland. We're gonna talk about that later on.
But no, I'm gonna view the album. Like I feel like honestly, if we're being truthful,
Yeah.
The Weeknd has not really deviated from his sound too much. He's definitely deviated from his subject matter. Like
Subject
we're no
matter,
longer really talking about the druggy stuff, but it's still a very R&B influenced
Yeah.
sound. It's still.
I really like the rock influences, and you
Yeah,
say
I like
Kissland is your favorite. I think that's when he went heavy into
Yes.
that.
That's what's crazy is that I noticed that Kissland is not beloved as much as the other people, but
But I
this
think he
song,
was still
Kissland
able.
itself was essentially a rock song.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I love that.
And Wanderlust. Oh, listen, this one is just a great album. If you play what is High for This, and the answer I feel like too high for this on this album is Love in the Sky. If you play those back to back,
So
it's an experience.
let me
like
No.
he's telling you
tell
a
my,
story.
so let me tell you my first experience just real quick. Actually, sadly, I got exposed to him in 2015, but not in the
No, I'm with
So
you. I think
basically, so the first song I heard about him was Earn Bitter, obviously. And I thought, oh, this is a
Okay.
great song.
Okay.
So I went back to his early
That's
stuff.
a nice intro.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like I said, it's a nice intro. Like I said, great song, great production. So then I was like, okay, so let me hear his early stuff. Now I believe it was on House of Balloons. What's that song? Coming Down.
Yes.
And I'm
A
not gonna
banger.
lie, that song damn near mesmerized me because I was like, what is this sound? Like, what is this? It's so go. It reminded me of Michael Jackson. It says I was like,
Yes.
is this Michael Jackson?
Have you heard his Dirty Diana cover?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying. I was like, who is this drugged out man? Because I knew he was talking about coke.
Yeah. So for me, I can't really say when I could tell you when I really got on board versus when I first heard his sound, because I heard him earlier on, such as like in high school and stuff,
Mhm.
but I would not call myself a fan at that point. For me, I would say I definitely got on board by Beauty Behind the Madness, because I heard songs like Wicked Games and stuff, and even though I liked it, it's just not as pop friendly. I hate to say it.
But you were pop friendly at that point in time?
I don't know if I was pop friendly or if it was just the fact that
Mainstream.
that sound in and of itself it was easy to get into. If you were not having experiences and stuff with that music already,
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's just a little more palatable.
Yeah.
It's
And it
the
was
exposure
like
aspect.
it was in my niche at that time. Like
Yeah.
I was deep into the finding them on SoundCloud and like all of Drake's old music on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so honestly, where it really might have started is there was this version of Trust Issues
Oh yeah,
on
with the
YouTube
Weeknd.
Yeah.
with the Weeknd layered in, and it would be like left earbud, right.
Yeah.
Able just does it for me. And honestly, like I'm not even dissing Beauty Behind the Madness when I look like about it, because I like Starboy. A lot of people don't.
Oh, yeah, I
like
do too.
I loved Starboy.
But that's
Lana Del
definitely
Rey
his most pop album.
True Colors is my song right there. That's my
and Die For You. Oh
yeah.
But I think one of my favorite, I think in terms of his modern sound,
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely the best project has got to be My Dear Melancholy. I think it has
Yes,
the dark.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Times.
That joint was probably a little bit too dark for me here.
No, it definitely had the same dark feeling as
Wasted
Trilogy
Times.
with the new pop
$1
$1 million sound.
I could not go that low.
Wasted Times. When the camera turns off, we're gonna listen to Wasted Times, because you're telling me right now that you've never heard it before.
I have not gone that low. I was like, I can't do say we can. When did that drop in 2020, 2018?
What?
I think it came out whatever the year, Call My Name. Well, he headlined Coachella that year.
Was it 2019?
I don't think it was 2019.
Listen, it will really be out here. What am I looking up? I'm looking it up.
No, what's
Where I see
crazy
when
is-
did My Dear Melancholy come out? It was 2018.
Let me ask
Okay,
you.
well, After
I was-
Hours.
Oh no, I love it,
That was a great
front and back.
album, too.
But
For sure.
the way that I consumed that too, it's like, okay, I like a couple of these songs, I like the this and that, and then it's like, oh, I like these songs, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna just commit, I'm gonna get the
I
deluxe.
can't do it that way. Like, I will listen to an album for the first go through, cannot shuffle. First go through has to be straight through. I want to hear
that's
how
how
the
I do it,
artist
yeah.
intended it. But then, like, I'll give it one more straight through, not shuffle, and then I'm listening for what I like. Then I'm trying to go through and save the songs I know that I like, and then I give it a shuffle, because out of order, certain songs might jump
That's
out
a lot
harder.
of commitment to a project. You have to have a lot of faith in the
But
artist.
that's
to do
why I
that.
told y'all earlier in the
have faith
podcast, I was
in
telling you,
Drake.
Yeah.
when I go on a road trip, I download the album, because that's when I can really give it the time that it deserves, right? So if I know I'm going to be somewhere stuck for a long amount of time, I can give it those 2 plays to really find out what I like, So I think that's just the best way for me to not skip over things or,
Let me just ask you this. And shout out to Chris Brown.
Shout out to Chris
Where-
Brown.
Again, you're talking about so you're talking about listening to albums through and through while on long road trips.
Okay.
Have you heard any of Chris Brown's
Entire
long-ass
projects.
albums?
It's front.
Oh,
Front to
listen.
back, like,
Okay.
And I
so-
love them. I did that when I
I
was working.
believe that I have heard all of Heartbreak on a Full Moon.
What?
I believe that I have.
Okay.
I definitely, the only reason
What's
I
the
gave that
straight through,
album,
though?
the only reason I listened to that album straight through is because I was working overnight at the gym. If I had not been doing that, if I didn't have 8 hours to kill with nobody to talk to, I would not have given that album the chance. I love it, but no. 45 songs back to back to back.
Too much.
And that's what I was
But
saying.
It was decent though. I'm gonna be
No,
real.
it's good. It's definitely good. But if I didn't have if I had anything else I could be doing, I wouldn't have been listening to that. I don't know if I could commit to an album like that,
Now-
ahead of hearing it.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, and this is like a quick subject change, I have an issue with albums that are too short.
Facts.
I agree with you. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nate, if you know this, but is the term album supposed to be only 7 songs? Is that the official term for it?
You mean you're trying to like differentiate it between like an EP or an LP?
Yeah,
But all that
because
stuff is like
Kanye
marketing
West-
stuff.
I mean, I was going to say about, just Kanye West, that whole rollout in 2018 as well, with all of him and his artists are dropping 7-song albums. And my issue is that is that it's like, okay, if something is of good quality and you have faith in it, you're probably going to want your users to at least listen to more than just maybe half an hour of your music, even just for streaming reasons, right? I just don't get why they're doing short albums in the first place nowadays. Isn't that the reason why Chris Brown dropped 46 songs on his album?
And that's again going to the production aspect of it. A lot of the stuff like, feature billings and stuff like that, a lot of that is just kind of the marketing hype. Really, the only reason a lot of these artists are even releasing 22 song projects is not because the project needed to be 22 songs, but because with every stream and every click on it, that's another dollar that can be earned, regardless of how many people are keeping it or not,
Oh, actually, another artist is Ty Dolla $ign. Like his last 2 projects have had like 20 to 30 songs on there.
20 to 30?
Yeah.
I think feel like it was that long.
No, I promise you they were. Let me just show you real quick.
Well, sometimes an album feels like 30 songs.
Pick up your phone too, because I'm immediately picking up my phone when you say something.
Yeah, you're about to look.
It was 25 songs, you're right.
Yeah, 25.
But they can't be
Beach
that
House
long
3.
because it's only an hour long.
Beach House 3 had 26 songs.
But also the way that they calculate these as well is the people who are in charge of the certifications for that, they also have said, hey, these 20, 30 song long albums, you're going to get the rate. If you do that, you'll get paid the rate of, 14 songs.
So you don't need to do all that. Chill out. Save some of that for the next rollout.
Yeah, because they're only doing it just to get paid.
Listen.
I mean, it counts. Well, that's the thing, though. When it's not on these streaming services, they're not getting paid. So, as much as we love to listen to the YouTube rips and stuff like that, which is how I used to listen to music for a long ass time.
And then you have to search like Drake, What If I Kissed You? In parentheses, not pitch.
Yeah.
That's one of Drake's best songs. That's why I had to say it. That's one of Drake's best songs, and I'm so upset that it wasn't on the care package. Though I know it was years before the care package era. I just think he should have thrown it on there for me.
We should call this podcast the care package.
Hell no. Let's talk about switching lanes for just a second. An artist who every new drop is really changing the way this music shit goes. Childish Gambino. When does the
wait.
Rihanna.
Listen,
once she drops, that's gonna be the new. That's gonna be the new pop song.
I want to talk about Donald, because
I would love to talk about
Donald. Donald is an anomaly because I've never seen a person go into every single avenue of Hollywood, from screenwriting, from writing for 30 Rock, to doing Community, hilarious show, to writing Atlanta, which is kind of a series,
and starring in Atlanta,
and star in it.
I love Community too.
And still do movies.
It was fun. Almost season 5.
And drop music. Now,
and do stand up. You missed stand up.
Oh yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's funny as well.
I think we were talking about artist block and writer's block and stuff earlier. I think a lot of the times it is a lot better when an artist can go out and do other avenues and stuff.
Get married, have 3 kids.
Well, not even just that, but if you're not coming up with music, maybe try your hand at writing a book or something. Maybe try
writing a TV show.
Or starting, a fashion company, a lingerie company, and a makeup company, and then add skincare. Like,
I mean,
never get back into music.
The thing is, look, because I think between the years 2012 to maybe 2016, he was on the music rollout with what projects did he release between that time?
Kids and Camp, and because the internet was
2013 actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that was your freshman year. I'm telling you right now, that's how I got exposed to his music side actually. Was through that album.
Through because the internet?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I only knew him as just simply as an actor. He was a hilarious dude.
I mostly knew him from everything other than music.
Seriously.
I think that I found him in multiple ways at once. So I think that I found his music in middle school. Like I was in 7th grade and we're listening to Freaks and Geeks. And I don't remember, what is it? He's like, first off, let me say I'm drunk off a shitty wine. Like, we used to be lit.
You think he's a better writer than he is artist, or you think his artistry is better than his TV career?
Okay, when it comes to, he's for sure a better music artist, for sure.
What do you think?
No.
Yeah, I think I gotta say TV by a long shot.
I value music. I get it. I get it.
I say no because I'm not answering that. No, I can't.
I just feel like I value music in the art form more than I value television. I told y'all, live action television shows wasted on me sometimes. But I did watch Atlanta. I have seen all the seasons of Atlanta, waiting for the next one. But
waiting for season 3, Donald.
When it comes to his music, like, it has followed me through life. So like I told you, since 7th grade, I've been listening to him. All of his underground stuff that I cannot find certain songs anymore that I
What's
want
that
to find
song?
them. And then Kids with the screenplay, and then Because the Internet with the screenplay, and then like he does it so well. And then he comes out with
Waking My Love.
Yes.
Now,
And the sound is like he changes the game every time. Then he comes out with this most recent one, Timestamps.
now I'm not gonna lie though, those I had to grow on those a little bit because again, look, Nay, we already know about the song with 21
I feel like
Savage.
every time you
fire.
say something, I'm like surprised
Yeah,
Pikachu. Why are you like this?
Because I'm me, and you are you, and we.
I am me.
No,
And
but
you
no,
are
but
you.
on a, no,
Right.
on a, no, 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 seriously, no, like the reason why is because I guess I didn't know what to expect, and I know that should make me more susceptible to liking the album. But I was like, okay, this is a different sound. This is a different sound.
But you gotta
I
have
think
faith
you
in
need
the
to just
artist.
become more open to change. Like, you need to give
and that's what I'm
artists
saying.
the
And that's
room to...
and that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm like, again, I get it that his sound changes with every single project. But I feel like, for
But
me
you have to
personally,
have
it takes
faith
me
in
time.
that. You have to have faith
Yeah,
that
yeah,
when
yeah.
that change happens, that's gonna sound good.
Yeah.
that
But
even though
I
you've
listened-
only heard a couple of songs off of Waking My Love before it comes out, like you've heard the singles,
Yeah.
you gotta trust that the album is going to deliver.
Sound like
That is gonna
Yeah.
work. Be
And the
worth
thing
your
is,
time.
I guess again, like I said before, I guess at that point I was listening to more his because of the internet wave
Mhm.
versus Awaken My
Everybody
Love.
was expecting that rap back, and it's
Yeah, and
like,
that's the thing.
baby,
And that's
we're
fine.
not there anymore.
No.
He's
the thing
more
is,
of an
that's
artist
fine.
than that.
Because
I'm
as I listened
sorry,
to
I'm
Awaken My
sorry,
Love
Tyler.
more, no, you're fine. As I listened to Awaken My Love more, and then I heard that project again, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty fire.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
Sure.
Again, I feel like everybody kind of has their own way of discovering new music and how they digest albums for themselves and stuff. And I do think certain projects are meant to be consumed a certain way, and others another way. How do you guys typically come across new music? You know, and what kind of faith, or you know, what is a signifier for you that's going to say, okay, I'm going to commit to this whole project. I'm going to commit to this artist. You know, they can do whatever, and I'm still going to say I'm on board for the ride.
Okay.
It's a good question.
I
You go first.
first and foremost would like to say there are not many artists. Like, I'm not a fan. I say all the time. Like, I used to be a fan. Somewhere between high school and college, like I ceased to be a fan because I don't follow artists anymore. Like, not very closely. Things that go big that everyone knows, okay, I'll know about the artist, but at this point, like, I'm not really committing to them. I'll commit to their sound, commit to their music, right? But generally, if I find one song by an artist that I enjoy, I will go, at the very least, look at the rest of that album. And then if I like that album, then I'm like, okay, so what else do you have to offer me? And that's how I will get into a new artist. And finding new music, if there's an album that I like, that I don't have a lot of similar music to, then I let the radio play. So that you're showing me things that are like, I don't have to search anymore. Spotify or whatever streaming engine you want to listen to is going to show you things that are relevant to your taste but aren't things that you know yet. And that's kind of where I like to be. Also,
Do you trust the Spotify's algorithm
Oh, for
is
sure.
giving you
100%.
It's giving what it's supposed to have?
Yes. Because like I said, I'm not a playlist maker. So anytime I really need to engage with a playlist just because I don't have the time to queue my things up or skip, I know that I can go into Spotify's browse window and look at my Discover Weekly. I can look at my release radar. I can look at, they make one called like Outside of Your Universe or something like that. That's like right out of the reach of what I like. And I like, they hit it on the head every time. So yeah, I trust that Spotify's going to do it. And then also, lately, TikTok. TikTok will debut the bangers.
The thing is,
Yeah.
okay, and 𝐓𝐡𝐞 to bring it back about the, I'm going to let you
My
give
man
your
X.
answer. In
The
a,
2018 was
yeah.
that was a hell of a time, man.
But 𝐓𝐡𝐞 and a lot of these people really did understand that, well, not only was he great at changing his sound and whatnot too, but he always used to drop 1.5 minute long songs and stuff like that, because he understands that some of the value in the music is also its ability to go viral. TikTok songs are like designed to go viral now. It'll be a single line in a song that'll make, you know, the whole song
pop.
Yeah. And people, again, on the production side, they're engineering songs to be that now. They just say, and I mean, and that's what a hook is anyway, so that's not really that much different, but you know.
But it's not even necessarily always new music either. Like, it'll be something that just was outside of a genre that I've ever really interacted with, and I hear it, and someone's using it on a sound on TikTok, and I go, all right, let me see what the rest of this song is about.
I definitely come across a lot of great mashups and stuff.
Yeah.
But how do you typically, you know, come across into new music, and how do you determine, like, you know, you're gonna
not
be
the
with an
deep
artist?
side.
Yeah, because I've been, while you're talking, Nate, I was listening to you, but I was thinking about this question the entire time. Really, it's me being social, like just hanging out with friends, and they're on the aux, and I'm gonna say, oh, who's this? I like them. Who's this? I like them. Who's this?
You're a siphoner.
Yeah,
I'm playing.
I am guilty of only doing that because of my laziness sometimes.
But that's how it should be. I only fuck with people who I know could put me onto new music. Like, all of my friends, at any point in time, I trust you on the aux.
Okay, yeah. And the thing is, you know, what's funny is that I feel like sometimes I like all kinds of sounds, because there be sometimes when I play certain songs for my friends, they say, oh, this is not all that good, but 2 years later, they're on it. So, you know, a lot of times I'll be a little bit worried to get on the aux in the first place, because I'll tend to enjoy sounds that are a little bit different. Like, for example, Father.
I love Father.
He's an artist who is
I am never ashamed to play Father on the aux. I am never ashamed.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, like back in 2013 when he was very, very, very underground, they'll say, who is this monotone ass Negro?
Yeah.
And just I said ass Negro like that.
I love Father.
But as time goes on, he got his own little following. And I'm not saying that I know all the great new music, but for real, all I need is like maybe 1 to 2 listens for the most part, you know.
But okay, so
as far as like an artist,
yeah,
okay,
like
so,
a project.
Okay, so as far as a project,
like, well, I would say it is, I guess, both artists and the project. Like, what does an artist have to kind of do for you
to follow their project?
To say, I don't know where you're about to go next. I don't care if your sound is island. I don't care if your sound is rock. I don't care if your sound is pop. I'm gonna let you take that jump.
Honestly, for me, it would have to be either the consistency, which means doing features, like just getting that exposure out. Like, for example, if they're on maybe a feature with 2 other artists, it doesn't matter if 𝐓𝐴𝐻 or whoever it is. If I hear them spit some fire verse or sing very, very well, I'm gonna think, okay, they're pretty talented. And I guess the number for me is around 4 to 5 songs, because typically around like the 3rd song, I'm gonna say, okay, this person's fire. But of course, since I'm lazy, I'm not gonna search them up. But by the 4th one, normally, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go see what their catalog is like.
Dang, you take 4 songs?
I don't know, but that
if
also,
I found one good song, I'm going to listen to the album.
Listen, it's not
I feel
the
like
album.
you're just somebody that's like an album listener, because some
Yeah.
people do drop every week and they don't care about making albums.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. That's the
no.
issue.
Not
But
necessarily listening to it. Well, like I told y'all, like for the first time I listen to an album, it can't be shuffled. It has to be straight through how you intended. But I'm going so that I can save what I like from the album and then proceed to listen.
No,
to
but
my
I mean,
music the way I listen to it.
do you prefer like a project that's kind of like, I guess, rap all together, has like an overarching theme and stuff, or, you know, you say you get, you would be willing to listen to the, you know, the whole project just off of, you know, maybe a couple of songs if you really like them.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that artist was just posting the songs with no like
nothing tying them together? I still will go listen to the singles. Like
and that's what I'm saying, that I would definitely do that too. But as far as an album, it's like if the singles I know are good and they drop an album, I'm going to listen to the album.
I look for albums. I love albums. I like to see somebody go the extra mile and
make an entire body of work.
Yeah.
Here's my thing though. These days, I think that I value a cohesive album. It doesn't necessarily have to tell me a story through and through, you know, with the songs. But I would like for a general sound, a general theme, a something that lets me know that these songs go together, you know? And I just think lately, like, artists aren't really doing that.
Yeah, it's usually just single based nowadays because of
They're telling us that my battery is starting to die, so I guess this can be kind of like our
Okay,
last
so
round of questions.
I guess the last thing to kind of like say is that artists are starting to put out more singles just for the sake of trying to get the hype up and whatnot. And the thing is that, let's take for example, I'm gonna just bring his name up, Kendrick Lamar. To Pimp a Butterfly had a fusion of almost 8 different kinds of sounds of music, but he understood the overall theme of the album. So therefore, every single sound is going to be similar to what he's trying to project
tell
out
the
there.
message, yeah.
And I guess you can say it does come down to what are the artists drawing their like inspirations from too, because you know there are artists like, I don't know, actually let me not name drop anymore. But
I mean,
there are like some artists would just throw freestyles on the album and just call that just an album, and it'll still be good, but there is no theme
overarching
I value
inspiration.
when rap artists still throw a freestyle on an album because it's like, okay,
I don't
Backseat
believe in
you're
freestyle.
still a rapper.
Backseat freestyle.
Yes,
you say?
all
Freestyling
my
means
life I
nothing.
want any of that. Like
Yeah.
Meg will throw a freestyle on an album. She sure will.
But what's a freestyle really? I feel like they just be calling anything a freestyle. It's like, oh, this
Right.
is good.
Any
enough.
song that just
What's
goes
funny is
through
that,
no
I saw
chorus,
something
no
on Shade
Yeah.
Room. I think somebody on the Shade Room or whatever. It's probably not Shade Room, but I saw some article that said that Coi Leray shares her written freestyle. I was like,
Yeah,
Most
what's
of
a
these
written
freestyles
freestyle?
are written. Don't let these people trick you.
For sure.
yeah, of course,
But like Meg used to really be freestyling in the gas station. Everybody has been throwing that point around this week, so I thought it was funny. But listen, like, you know, if you can still rap. I'm not mad at artists who write. I'm not even mad at artists who get written for, because everybody who can write cannot always deliver the art the way it needs to be delivered. So I'm not mad at that. But
And plus, music is a collaborative effort anyways.
For
I
sure.
like something that
2016.
is developed.
2016 game was a hell of a year because you remember that Double XL Cypher and everybody was shitting on all the artists, like when 21 Savage, Lil
Yeah.
oh,
Durk.
I love 21.
However, everyone bumps all of their music.
Yeah.
I love
Everyone
21.
bumps 21. Everybody bumps Lil Uzi Vert, which I hate his gimmicks, but man, he makes good music.
I love
Yeah.
Uzi too. Like, yeah,
He makes
Uzi
good
makes great
and
music.
also, Lil Yachty, he's mixed for me, but I will say 2016 was a great year.
Not
for
you
me, so.
flipping everybody off trying
Yeah.
to point like an old person. How
I forgot-
old are you?
And I forgot the last artist.
Yeah, but I definitely I think the experiences and stuff that we go through, as well as, you know, and that's the thing too with albums, you can tell when an artist is in a headspace. You can say, oh, this is your frame of mind as you were like writing this. Again, it's the best way I think to explain how you feel. But a lot of that stuff is also marketing. You know, a lot of it is just how can I get attention and stuff around this, you know, project so I can get eyes and ears on my next thing. But I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap here now. Thank you for joining us again. We'd love to have you on sometime.
Thank you all for having me. I would love to be back.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to plug?
I really don't have anything I want to plug at the moment. Maybe the next time I'll be back, I'll have something to plug.
Okay, cool. And Tony, you have any parting messages for our audience?
Stay safe out there, and please go say hi to somebody.
I like
Touch
how you
some
always
grass.
Yeah, just go outside. Just, I don't know.
I like how you always end on a positive note. And this is where I say follow us on everything. This is the real call to action.
Comment, subscribe, share, like it.
But yeah, we'll catch you
This is not
guys.
a Disney. Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah.
She just mocked. So you know how on the Disney Channel they be like, she did some shit like that, man.
No, I was like this.
Disney's gonna sue the hell out of us, man.
Oh
You just
man.
had to bring it up.
Yeah, you did. All right. We'll catch you guys next time.
Sorry, bro.